Imagine a time when humans had no telescopes, no clocks, and no celestial maps. Yet somehow they deciphered the secrets of the sky and used this knowledge to shape entire civilizations. How did they accomplish this remarkable feat? What did the stars reveal about humanity's destiny? Since the dawn of humankind, the night sky has been a source of endless fascination and mystery. Ancient civilizations observed the stars, the sun, and the moon not merely out of wonder, but as a matter of survival. These celestial observations gave birth to the first calendars, guided agricultural practices, and even influenced the construction of colossal monuments that still stand today. In this video, we'll explore how primitive astronomy shaped the ancient world and what these ancient insights reveal about our deep connection to the universe. The story begins over 10,000 years ago, when our ancestors first looked up at the night sky with purpose. Without modern technology, they relied solely on their eyes and their intellect to make sense of the cosmic dance above them. What they discovered would change the course of human history forever. From the mysterious stone circles of Nabta Playa, built 5,000 years before Christ, to the precise astronomical alignments of Stonehenge, from the star-guided agriculture of ancient Egypt to the sophisticated Mayan calendar systems, primitive astronomy wasn't just about understanding the heavens. It was about securing humanity's place on Earth. If you love history and want to unravel the mysteries of the great empires that once ruled our world, like this video, subscribe to the Dawn of Humankind channel and don't miss a single episode of our journey through time. It all began with simple observation. Our ancestors, without telescopes or modern instruments, looked up at the night sky with wonder and curiosity. They began to notice patterns that unfolded before their eyes night after night, season after season. Imagine those first sky watchers tracking the sun as it rose and set at different points along the horizon throughout the year. They witnessed the moon's journey through its phases, from the thinnest crescent to the brilliance of the full moon and back again. And in the darkness of night, they saw stars forming familiar shapes that we now call constellations. These weren't just idle observations, they were essential for survival. Ancient peoples developed sophisticated knowledge of celestial movements that guided their most important decisions: when to plant crops, when to harvest, when to prepare for changing seasons. All of this was written in the stars. The ancient Egyptians, for example, developed one of the most remarkable astronomical systems in the ancient world. They closely monitored the star Sirius, the brightest star in our night sky. When Sirius appeared just before sunrise, after being invisible for 70 days, the Egyptians knew that the annual flooding of the Nile River would soon begin. This precise astronomical timing allowed them to prepare for the life-giving floods that would deposit rich, fertile silt across their farmlands. Just think about the incredible precision required to connect earthly events with the movement of celestial bodies. Without modern tools or mathematical formulas, these ancient astronomers created reliable systems that linked the heavens to their daily lives. And here's something truly fascinating. Did you know that the ancient inhabitants of Nabta Playa, deep in the Sahara Desert, constructed a stone circle that may be the world's oldest astronomical observatory? Dating back to 5,000 years before Christ, this remarkable site predates England's famous Stonehenge by 1,000 years. The people of Nabta Playa arranged massive stones in a circle with specific alignments that tracked the summer solstice and other important celestial events. Imagine these ancient astronomers, 5 millennia before modern civilization, understanding enough about the movements of the sun to create a stone calendar that marked the passing seasons with remarkable accuracy. These early observations of the sky didn't just help our ancestors survive. They formed the foundation of human understanding of our place in the cosmos. From these humble beginnings, watching patterns in the heavens, humanity would eventually develop mathematics, physics, and the modern science of astronomy that allows us to explore distant galaxies and understand the very fabric of our universe. The story of our relationship with the stars begins with these first watchers of the sky who looked up in wonder and began to understand the celestial dance that surrounds our world. As humans gazed at the celestial canvas above, they began to notice patterns that would forever change how we track time. Through careful observation of the sun, moon, and stars, ancient civilizations crafted the first calendars, marking the birth of organized timekeeping. The Maya people of Central America stand out as master timekeepers. They developed an astonishingly accurate calendar system that would impress even modern astronomers. Their main calendar, known as the Hab, consisted of 365 days, matching our current solar year. But what's truly fascinating is their ritual calendar, the Tzolk'in, which ran for 260 days. This unique system wasn't just for marking time, it was a complex tool for prophecy and religious ceremonies. Here's something remarkable. Maya priests would run these two calendars simultaneously, like two gears working together. They believed that your birth date in both calendars would determine your destiny and character, much like how some people today look to zodiac signs for guidance. The Babylonians, those brilliant minds of ancient Mesopotamia, took a different approach. They created a lunar calendar that would later influence the development of many other calendar systems, including the one we use today. They divided their year into 12 lunar months, adding an extra month when needed to keep in sync with the seasons. This system was so effective that it formed the foundation for both the Jewish and Islamic calendars. But did you know that the Babylonians were also the first to divide our day into 24 hours? They chose this number because they worked with a counting system based on 60. That's why we still have 60 minutes in an hour and 60 seconds in a minute. These weren't just practical tools for planting crops or scheduling festivals. These calendars reflected how these ancient peoples understood their place in the cosmos. The Maya saw time as an endless cycle, with patterns repeating like the seasons. Meanwhile, the Babylonians viewed celestial movements as messages from their gods, using their observations to predict everything from weather patterns to political events. The legacy of these ancient timekeepers lives on. Every time we check our watches or mark our calendars, we're connecting with a tradition that began thousands of years ago, when our ancestors first looked up at the sky and decided to measure the dancing of the stars. Ancient astronomy wasn't just about watching the stars. It inspired our ancestors to build some of the most spectacular monuments ever created. These massive structures weren't just random piles of stone. They were sophisticated astronomical tools that connected Earth to the heavens. Let's start with Stonehenge, that mysterious circle of massive stones standing proudly on the English plains. Built over 5,000 years ago, this ancient wonder is much more than meets the eye. Its massive pillars, some weighing up to 25 tons, are precisely aligned with the summer solstice sunrise. Imagine thousands of people gathering there at dawn, watching in awe as the first rays of the midsummer sun pierce through the stones, creating a magnificent light show that marked the longest day of the year. But here's something truly mind-blowing. The builders of Stonehenge transported some of these enormous stones from Wales, a distance of more than 150 miles. They did this without wheels, iron tools, or even a written language. How did they achieve such a feat? This remarkable achievement shows just how important these astronomical alignments were to our ancestors. Moving to Egypt, the Great Pyramids of Giza tell an equally fascinating story. These massive monuments align perfectly with the stars of Orion's belt, mirroring this constellation on Earth. The ancient Egyptians associated Orion with Osiris, their god of death and resurrection. This wasn't just clever architecture, it was a way of connecting their pharaohs to the eternal realm of the gods. Speaking of Egyptian astronomy, here's an amazing fact. They built the Great Pyramid with such precision that each side faces one of the 4 cardinal directions almost perfectly, with an error of less than 1/10 of a degree. Remember, they achieved this over 4,000 years ago. These monuments weren't just engineering marvels, they were bridges between earth and sky, between humans and the cosmos. From the mysterious stone circles of Ireland to the ancient observatories of South America, our ancestors left us a legacy written in stone, telling us stories about their understanding of the universe. And here's something to think about. Many of these sites still work perfectly today, marking celestial events with the same precision as they did thousands of years ago. They stand as testament to the incredible knowledge and skill of our ancient ancestors, who looked up at the same stars we see today and decided to build monuments that would touch the sky. These ancient astronomers were also master architects, mathematicians, and storytellers. They created structures that would not only stand the test of time, but would continue to amaze and inspire us thousands of years later. What other secrets might these stone sentinels still hold, waiting to be discovered? When our ancestors looked up at the night sky, they saw much more than just stars and planets. They saw the stories of their gods unfolding before their eyes. The heavens weren't simply a cosmic light show. They were a living, breathing tapestry of divine narratives that shaped how ancient peoples understood their place in the universe. The Greeks, masters of mythology, transformed the night sky into an elaborate storybook. Each constellation told a tale of heroes, monsters, and gods. Take the constellation of Orion, for example. They saw it as the eternal hunter placed among the stars by Zeus himself. Next to him, they placed his faithful hunting dogs, which we now know as Canis Major and Canis Minor. And that scorpion rising in the summer sky? That was the mighty beast that killed Orion, forever chasing him across the heavens. But here's something fascinating. The Greeks weren't alone in seeing stories in the stars. The Chinese developed an entirely different way of viewing the celestial realm. They saw the sky as a perfect reflection of their earthly empire. The North Star, which remains fixed while other stars appear to revolve around it, represented the emperor himself, the unwavering center of all things. The Chinese emperor was known as the Son of Heaven, and any unusual celestial events like comets or eclipses were seen as direct messages from the cosmos about his rule. The ancient Egyptians took this connection between sky and earth even further. They believed their pharaoh became a star after death, joining the imperishable ones in the northern sky. This belief was so powerful that they aligned their pyramids with incredible precision to ensure the pharaoh's soul could easily find its way to its celestial home. Here's a remarkable detail. Many Native American tribes saw the Milky Way as a path of souls, where their ancestors walked across the sky. They called it the Ghost Road, or the Spirit Path, and believed that every bright star was a campfire lit by those who had gone before. The Vikings had their own cosmic tale, seeing the aurora borealis as the shimmering shields of the Valkyries, the warrior maidens who chose which heroes would fall in battle and join Odin in Valhalla. Every shooting star, every eclipse, every planetary alignment carried deep spiritual significance. These beliefs weren't just simple superstitions. They were sophisticated systems that connected the predictable movements of celestial bodies with human destiny. When a comet appeared in the sky over Rome in 44 before Christ, during Julius Caesar's funeral games, the Romans saw it as proof of their leader's divine ascension. This comet became known as the Sidus Julium, or the Star of Caesar, showing how astronomical events could become powerful political and religious symbols. For these ancient peoples, studying the stars wasn't just science, it was a form of worship, a way to understand the will of the gods, and a means of finding meaning in the vast cosmic dance above their heads. Their beliefs remind us that long before we sent telescopes into space, Humans were already reaching for the stars with their imagination and their faith. Today, we send sophisticated telescopes into space and capture images of black holes billions of light years away. But every time we look up at the night sky, we're following in the footsteps of those first sky watchers who began humanity's great journey into astronomical discovery. These ancient astronomers left us more than just stone circles and aligned pyramids. They gave us the foundation of scientific thinking. Without sophisticated instruments, they figured out that the Earth was round, calculated its circumference with remarkable accuracy, and tracked the movements of planets across the sky. The Greek astronomer Eratosthenes, in the 3rd century before Christ, measured the Earth's circumference using nothing more than shadows and mathematical reasoning, coming within a few percent of the actual value we know today. Here's something remarkable. Many of the star names we use in modern astronomy come directly from ancient Arabic astronomers. Names like Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, and Rigel are not just beautiful words. They're echoes of a time when Arab scholars mapped the heavens and laid the groundwork for our understanding of celestial navigation. The ancient Maya predicted solar eclipses with uncanny accuracy, and their calendar calculations were so precise that they're off by just 2 days every 10,000 years. Think about that. Without computers or advanced mathematics, they achieved this level of astronomical precision that still impresses scientists today. These early astronomers also gave us something arguably more valuable than technical knowledge. They gave us perspective. When they looked up at the night sky, they saw not just points of light, but a connection to something greater than themselves. They understood what we sometimes forget in our modern world, that we are part of something vast and magnificent. Their legacy lives on in unexpected ways. Modern astronomers still use the zodiac constellations defined by ancient Babylonians to map the sky. The calendar we use today is a direct descendant of ancient Egyptian and Roman systems. Even our division of the circle into 360 degrees comes from ancient Babylonian astronomical observations. But perhaps their most important legacy is the questions they asked. What's our place in the cosmos? How do the heavens influence our lives? What lies beyond what we can see? These are the same questions that drive modern astronomy, from the search for exoplanets to the exploration of dark matter. The tools we use today would seem like magic to our ancestors. Radio telescopes that can see through cosmic dust, spacecraft that visit distant planets, and computers that can process millions of astronomical calculations per second. But when we use these tools to study the sky, we're continuing a tradition that began when the first human looked up at the stars and wondered. Every time we make a new astronomical discovery, we're building on a foundation laid by those first sky watchers. They taught us that the key to understanding our future might lie in the stars above, just as it did for them thousands of years ago. In this way, primitive astronomy wasn't just the beginning of our scientific journey. It was humanity's first step into understanding our place in the infinite cosmos. From those first curious glances at the night sky to the construction of monuments that still stand today, primitive astronomy shows us something remarkable about human nature. Our ancestors didn't just observe the stars, they used the heavens as a cosmic compass to navigate their world, both physically and spiritually. Think about it. Without modern technology, these ancient sky watchers created calendars accurate enough to rival our own, built monuments that perfectly align with celestial events, and developed complex mathematical systems to track the dance of the planets. Their achievements weren't just practical, they were revolutionary steps in human understanding. These early astronomers were more than just scientists. They were storytellers, architects, and philosophers who saw the connection between the stars above and life below. They understood something profound that we sometimes forget in our modern world, that we are all part of a grand cosmic story that began long before us and will continue long after we're gone. Their legacy challenges us to look up more often, to wonder more deeply, and to remember that the same stars that guided ancient civilizations still shine above us today. What other secrets might they hold? What new understanding might we gain by combining their ancient wisdom with our modern knowledge? Before we part ways, I have a question for you. Next time you look up at the night sky, what will you see? Will you see just points of light, or will you, like our ancestors, see the stories written in the stars? If you've enjoyed this journey through humanity's first steps into astronomical discovery, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with anyone who's ever wondered about our ancient connection to the cosmos. Subscribe to The Dawn of Humankind for more fascinating stories about our prehistoric past, and join us as we continue to explore the remarkable achievements of our ancestors. Remember, every time we look up at the night sky, we're sharing the same view that inspired countless generations before us. What mysteries will the stars reveal to you? Until our next adventure through time, keep looking up and wondering. This is The Dawn of Humankind signing off.